Now the attendant is working on Magic Weasel, keeps turning side on to the gates, endeavouring to straighten him up, placing in the gates. Won a maiden last start, steps up to Class 1 today. Now Arrogant Gent is in. Magic Weasel just keeps pulling away at the last moment. Snap and Salieri, only having its second race start, is still out of the gates with Nicky Boy. And Voodoo Valley's the other one that's away. A Magic Weasel giving attendants a torrid time over the back there. Not real happy about moving up at all. Rider dismounts from Magic Weasel and endeavour to lead him in riderless. Paul Shears with the mount this afternoon, riding a half a kilo overweight. He rode this horse to victory last start. Snap and Salieri still away with Nicky Boy, who's been standing very quietly with the clerk of the course. Voodoo Valley out behind the line in the blue with the white spots and the white cap, as the attendants work on Magic Weasel. Now Magic Weasel has been placed in, so the attendants have won. They do a top job, these fellows. Not easy getting some of these horses in the gates. The Snap and Salieri's about to move forward. Voodoo Valley and Nicky Boy. Snap and Salieri not quite right, is only having his second start in the race. The young horse turned 3 years of age on Saturday.
The protest, Belmont is alleging interference over the final 100 metres. It's second against first Belmont, 111.5 over the line. The last 100 is the alleged interference. Back to Mick.
He's still out. Voodoo Valley still away, as is Nicky Boy. Magnificent crowd on course for Carlton Darwin Cup Day, and the innovation of the 8 by 8 metre screen is a great one. Get the opportunity to see everything that moves. Snap and Salieri fronts up better this time. Went straight through the front. Clerk of the course in hot pursuit, but he hasn't gone very far. He's been taken under control by Bill Kenning. So another slight delay. Been picked up just past the 900 metre point, and we'll get back to the gates. No real harm done, I'd say, but the stewards may want the vet to have a look at him. Our national hero and the company have been in there for quite some time. Nicky Boy being edged up. Voodoo Valley still away. Nicky Boy moves into line. And Voodoo Valley. And Snap and Salieri on his way back to the gates. We'll get him back in there and we should be in business for race number 4, the Schweppes Cup Day Class 1 handicap. They're all in, Snap and Salieri, who broke through the front of the stalls, got down to the 900 metre point and is on his way back, but he's not real happy about it. Good opportunity to have a look at the tote board, Ted. Taking forever here. Favourite is number 3 at $2.70. National Hero, $3.80. Sway Pan, $7.70 for Bowline. Pretty open race. $93,204 in the pool. Of course, a linked pool today around Australia with the other super tabs. Snap and Salieri back behind the stalls. Attendants endeavouring to place him back in. Let's hope he doesn't work his way through the front again. Now, Snappin' Salieri moves into line. So here we go again, race number 4. Swept Cup Day Class 1 handicap. It's a couple out deep. Very anxious. You can see one rearing up. Can't pick up the colours from the side on angle I've got here at the 1,030 metre start. Now the starter is coming around to release them. Stand by. Light on, ready to run. Off and racing now, and Swaypan missed it badly, and so did Snappin' Salieri. They're back second last and last early. National Hero first away, straight to the front by the 900, led Bowline a length and a half. Nicky Boy the outside, then Dragneck back along the rails. Further back in the field by a length and a half then came Magic Weasel. In behind him was Our Little Royal as they come down towards the 600. Voodoo Valley is on his outside, about 3 lengths away, Swaypan. And a long way back, Snappin' Salieri up to the home turn. They race, and Bowline moves up sharply on the outside of National Hero to challenge approaching the turn. 2 lengths further back, Nicky Boy, Magic Weasel to the outside, running on from Arrogant Gent out very deep, then Dragnet and Our Little Royal, and Voodoo Valley heads the rest. National Hero in front at the 250, worked away. 3/4 of a length, Bowline, who can't quite come on at the moment. Then Magic Weasel further back in the field with Our Little Royal, but he let him down, National Hero, and he raced away. He's got it won. National Hero 4-5 in front. In second spot, Bowline, but National Hero 5 lengths, Bowline. Our Little Royal, I think, third. Just in advance of Magic Weasel. A break of 4 lengths to Voodoo Valley. A long way back, Nicky Boy from Dragnet. Swaypan blew the start, blew his chances. Arrogant Gent and Snappin' Salieri was last all the way.
Well, Jimmy was told that National Hero would jump out nicely and race on the pace, but he didn't expect to dash away 5 in front with 200 to go like that. And the Territorians getting a taste of one J.A. Cassidy. 280, 270 and $3. That was sensational to watch. Sunshine Coast Race 6, they're moving in well. Here's David Fowler.
Rightio, Terry, thanks very much, and also to you, welcome aboard the Sky Channel team. It's great to have you there, and look forward to catching up when I get back to Sydney. I've got with me Doug Lovelace from Schweppes. They play a very big role in the carnival here in Darwin. Not only did they sponsor the previous race, which was the Schweppes Cup Day Handicap, they also sponsored the Palmerston Sprint on Saturday. Doug Lovelace, I know the committee here are very privileged to have the people from Schweppes behind it, and I guess it's a partnership that works both ways, doesn't it?
Been a very good association with the Darwin Turf Club. We've been up here in one form or another for the last 10 years. Palmerston Sprint used to be run on the Wednesday, but a few years ago it was moved to the Saturday and became the feature race. And we've just agreed with the Darwin Turf Club that we'll sponsor for another 3 years.
So you'll be coming up for another couple of years. Do you see, obviously there's a fair market for your products up here. You're selling a few of them in the NT.
Excellent weather up here. Everybody's very, very thirsty, and if they're not going to imbibe in the ale, well then the next best thing, of course, is a Schweppes soft drink.
Sure. Cadbury Schweppes are sponsoring a lot of racing. They're really getting into the racing world. What are some of the other big races they're behind?
Well, Cadbury Schweppes, we sponsor the Sydney Cup, the Australasian Oaks in South Australia, the Australian Guineas at Flemington, and we've had the Tasmanian Derby and the Hobart Cup in the last few years as well. So, yes, we're spreading ourselves around the racing industry, and we find that it's a great vehicle for our sponsorship.
Doug, your boss back in Melbourne could quite possibly be watching our telecast this afternoon. You were telling me he owned a very handy racehorse not long back. Tell us about him.
Yes, a good horse by the name of Dupain. I think David Christensen, who's here today, has also had ownership of that, and won a Brisbane Cup by about 6 or 7 lengths. Came back and I think won the Warwick Stakes in Sydney, and unfortunately broke down just before he was actually favoured for the Sydney Cup, but broke down before the race.
It's a shame, because he certainly had he had a lot of potential, a lot of ability, as he showed by killing them in the Brisbane Cup. Doug, thanks for dropping in and having a chat, and on behalf of the club, thanks for your sponsorship of these couple of races over the carnival here at Fanny Bay.
My pleasure. Thanks very much.
Doug Lovelace there from Schweppes, Cadbury Schweppes, who sponsor, as I said, not only the previous race, but also the Palmerston Sprint that was, by the way, won by a horse by the name of Razzmatazz, trained by Stephen Brown and Alice Springs. It didn't just win, it won quite impressively. It's now won 6 races from 11 starts and looks to have a very big future. It was Stephen's biggest win too in the territory, taking the Palmerston on Saturday with Razzmatazz, who was scratched from, might have been scratched from the neck, is a scratching today anyway. Hilton, it's back to you until we have more from beautiful Darwin.
Certainly looks warm enough for a Schweppes, Matt. In one word, just how hot is it?
Hilton, there's a slight breeze that's picked up about an hour ago. I would say it's probably 29 or 30. The humidity's not too bad. There's just a little bit of cloud around this afternoon, which is keeping temperatures down. But my estimate, and I'm not a meteorologist, would be 29.
I'm away quickly with Gary O. Geiger Man.
Regal Desire at $8.60. Blazing Feathers $4.50. Kings Up $7.40. Red Vaquero at $5.60. So Excited $6.30. Landlord at $6.80. $9.30 for So's Velt. Star of Indies at $20 and Designer at $18. No doubt you punters will have noticed a lot of similar names, or names that you know very well, appearing in the form here, but of course you'd say the majority of the thoroughbred or racing population in the territory, of course, are tried horses from other states, and a lot of them do appreciate going to the warmer climate and racing on the dirt surface. Some don't, though. There's a bloke who loves it, though. Stephen Burrows, dominating. Moonee Valley Race 5, 11 in Dow, $2.60, $2.70 and $2.60. Over three. Another legend of the saddle.
And we're back at Darwin on this very busy day of racing across Australia. We're about halfway through the program. We've still got the Cup to come. That's race 8 on the card a little bit later this afternoon. Neil Williams doesn't have a ride in the Cup, but he has got 3 rides here today that might be able to provide him with a winner in the meantime. And Neil Williams is joining me now. Good to see you at Darwin, Neil.
Thanks very much, Matthew.
How long have you been up here for?
I've been up here for 2 weeks now, 2.5 weeks. I was just fortunate they rang me up and invited me, and my wife was up here at Humpty Doo with the 2 boys having a holiday, so it was just a great opportunity to come and catch up with them.
So needless to say, it's not your first trip to Darwin. You've had a bit to do with the place.
Yes, Matty, I've been here 6 or 7 times, I suppose. I married a local girl, and yeah, so it's good to get back here every couple of years.
Must be getting ready to go home now. The carnival closing down with the last day today. When's the return trip for you?
I'll be going back to Sydney on Tuesday and getting my stuff organised, taking it back to Queensland, and probably going to Mauritius for a little while, whether it be a holiday and hopefully get a job there, and just another little international stint.
Yeah, you've had a bit of success overseas, so you'll be looking forward to that.
I love Mauritius, mate. I've been overseas for 6 years, and I went there twice, and the family came with me, and it was just, it's like living on Hamilton Island and getting paid for it. It's just a beautiful spot.
Bit like up here. This lifestyle's pretty good too. Give us a comment on some of these mounts today. Kings Up in the 5th race.
Well, I've never ridden Kings Up before, but from all accounts, the report's good on him. They give him a good chance in the race, so he's drawn okay, and he's going to be well suited in this.
We'll flick over to race number 6 on the card, the Ansett Australia Invitation. Obviously, you didn't have any choice in this mount, but Power Ranger, it's not a bad one. He's run second a few times, though.
Yeah, well, I was happy to draw him. He's drawn a bad alley, of course, but he seems like a bridesmaid, but he's drawn second, so he's got to be pretty consistent. So we just hope we can get a bit of luck early, and if we do so, well, he's going to be thereabouts.
Okay, and what about in race 7? Just flick over that page. What did you come up with in the race before the Cup? You haven't got one in the Cup, but in race 7, where is the damn thing?
Stephen Brown's horse. I rode it last week, and I led on it over the mile, and it just faded the last bit. But I seen Stephen swimming out front of the casino yesterday, out on the beach, and while me and the young bloke was playing footy, and the horse looked a treat yesterday morning, and he says he's improved since that run, so, I'd say he's probably one of my better ones.
Okay. All right, Neil, I know you wanted to do a cheerio call for someone. We'll send it back to the studio in the meantime, but we will come back in a few moments' time, if not a little bit later on this afternoon, because Neil does have someone very special who he wants to say a cheerio call. In the meantime, though, Hilton, back to you. We'll be back with Neil Williams a little bit later on.
Right, let's have a look at the market for the next race. They're going to the barrier here. Matt, Regal Desire at $7.90, Blazing Feathers $4.20, Kings Up at $9.50, Red Vaquero into $4.80, $9.40 for So Excited, Landlord at $5.40, $7.20 for So's Velt, Star of Indies at $29, and $26 for Designer. Selections race 5, a 6-1-2. C. Wright rides 1, Gary Clark from Queensland rides 5, and B. Schmidt rides 11. Going to the barrier. Tote Sydney 315, Global 380 New South Wales, $4 Super Tab.
Righto, Hilton, we're back at Darwin and Neil Williams is with me again. We're having a chat with Neil earlier, but obviously with so many races we had to cut it a little bit short. Neil, a very good friend of yours, in fact more than a friend of yours, a relative of yours, has been doing it a little bit tough over the last couple of months. You wanted to you know, give him a bit of a call.
Yes, Matthew, my nephew, Shane Howson, he's just done had an operation, 12-hour operation on his cancer, and I just wanted to say good day and good on you, mate. Just chin up, and we're praying for you.
Whereabouts is he, Neil?
He's at St Vincent's Hospital in Melbourne.
Okay. So. And tell me, what relation is he to you? You say nephew, so that would be your...
My sister's boy.
Right.
Yeah, he was apprenticed Alan Bailey when I finished up with Alan, and was leading Gold Coast jockey for a few years, and then tried his luck in Melbourne, and he's been going sensational. But this is just well, Kenny used to say, just another splinter in the bum down a banister of life. But I'm sure the boy will pull through this one sweet, and he'll be back on top before long.
Let's hope he is back and makes it back on the track. And who knows, maybe this time in 12 months' time, he could be, you know, he could have it completely behind him. I hope that's the scenario.
Well, if he's in that good a state, he'll be up here with me. I brought him here before when he was a kid, before he started riding, plenty of barramundi fishing and mud crabbing. So hopefully we'll have you here next year, mate.
Okay, good on you, Neil. Good to see you. Thanks for coming and having a chat. Good luck today.
Thanks, Matthew.
Neil Williams there, and yes, all the best to Shane Howson, who's, as I said, been doing it a little bit tough over the last couple of months, but our thoughts are with him. Our thoughts are with you, Shane, from Darwin in the top end.
Thanks very much, Matt, and Neil. Good luck to yourself, Neil, and indeed Shane Howson for the future. Runners are moving in quickly for the next at Darwin. And 7.20 for Regal Desire, number 1. 2 Blazing Feathers at $4.10. 9.30 Kings Up. They're going away here. Red Vaquero at $5.40. So Excited, 9.60. 4.80 for Landlord's been well tried, as has the favourite Blazing Feathers. Soesfeld, 9.10. I called this horse winning last year on the Saturday, Soesfeld. So good to see that we're both still going. And Designer was fairly big odds. 113.5 Belmont, Mahuna Magic, $15.90, $11 and $12.15 over Switch Hitter Reflecting Ruler. Trifecta's huge. Bar for Queensland, 5,458. That's the Victorian dividend, please note, not SAWA. 4,156 New South Wales, 1,541 in Queensland. Moving up well for the 5th event, Darwin, updating Sunshine Coast, send a sub 5.35. $10 time for us. $4.70 for 6 Landlord. And it's $5.80 for 4 Red Vaquero. $7.10 for 1 Regal Desire. Now they just can't get this last one up out wide. And it's the horse Blazing Feathers. Yes, the favourite, number 2 they've got in. And here's Darren McCauley with race 5.
And they're ready to jump. Lights are on, racing, and missing it was Star of Indies. The grey So's felt a little tardy into stride. Blazing Feathers, ridden out of the barrier stalls with the Persuader, is very keen to lead. So Excited, hunting through on his inside, and they're going to be joined on the rails by Regal Desire. Nearly 3 abreast, and behind them Red Vaquero, Landlord. Over on the inside then is Kings Up as they settle properly and head to the 900 mark. A length and a half further back is So's felt, and then a margin of about 5 lengths further back in the field to Designer, and tailed off last of all is Star of Indies. Out of the back and onto the side they head, 700 from the judge, and over on the outside So Excited draws a half to 3/4 of a length. Regal Desire a length and a half further back. Blazing Feathers tending to lose a bit of leeway, then Red Vaquero starting to loom as a bit of a threat, angling off the heels now of Regal Desire, and then 2 lengths to Landlord. Kings Up followed by So's Velt. Designer, Star of Indies tailed off as they set sail, and the record holder So Excited raced away from them, quickly put 3 lengths. Regal Desire, Red Vaquero looking the immediate threat. So Desire clear, 200 to go. From on the outside, Red Vaquero, then Regal Design further back to Kings Up, Blazing Feathers, but So Excited is still clear close to home, and So Excited, ridden out hard to the line, is going to win it easily. So Excited by 3 lengths. Second home, Red Vaquero, Blazing Feathers, Landlord finishing late in a photo for 3rd. Then Designer, which made up a bit of leeway wider out on the track with So's Felt. Kings Up behind them. Then came Regal Desire. A break further back in the field then to Star of Indies. It pulled up towards the tail of the field. Number 5, So Excited, ridden by Gary Clark, giving Gary Clark a riding double here this afternoon. Had to survive a protest early on before booting home his first winner So Excited, though, raced up on the outside of the speed. He was able to work his way clear around Regal Desire, and then in the straight dropped them off. And So Excited, which holds the record for 1,300 metres of 1:14.08, has gone outside of that time today, 1:15.47, but still won with plenty in hand. Number 5, So Excited, is won by a big margin. You'll find that second placing will go the way of number 4, Red Vaquero. Paul Denton looked the only real chance of running So Excited down as they approached the corner. And after the print for third, Landlord Jason Clifford has snatched third money ahead of Blazing Feathers, which was desperately ridden out of the gates, being used up for early speed before settling back in about third posse. But So Excited, all credit to him, did the tradesman's work in running and will still equal to the task. Raced by Mrs. S.M. Clark, a 7-year-old chestnut gelding. He's by Harvey Pack from Imperial Venture. Trained here in Darwin by Joseph Wright, ridden by Gary Clark. Number 5 first, So Excited. On Super Tab, 10.70 and 2.50. Number 4, Red Vaquero, 1.96. Landlord, $1.70. Red Vaquero is by Red Anchor from Gilt Chalice, owned by S. Parker, J. McKeon and R.D. Ambrosio. Trained by Elwyn Trengrove and ridden by Paul Denton. And number 6, Landlord, third by Yates from Smile a While, owned by N and Mrs. B.V. Connor, trained at Alice Springs by Nev Connor, ridden by Jason Clifford.
All right, Darren McCauley with that race from Darwin. 30-30 Quinella, trifecta 258.20. Sunshine Coast, runners are about to move in. 4:10, send a sub. Time for Us out to $12. Dash of Paris 20. Hagar the Horrible 6.15. Power Pack at 6.80. Flying Yates, Peter Spry is the rider at $49. Miss Nadim Moore, $9.10. Vegas at $6.80. 30, We Love Jake, double caution 15. Narangi Lass 18.
They're home there at Traralgon. But we're back at Darwin, and we've got horses from all across Australia here this afternoon. Not only horses from all over Australia, but race callers from all over Australia too. And the representative from WA is Sky Channel Senior Perth commentator Darren McCauley. Darren, good to catch up with you.
How are you, Matt? Nice to see you here, and it's a great treat to be in Darwin, of course, again for this carnival. I came here for the first time 12 months ago, and it didn't take a lot of convincing to come back again this year.
You've been to a lot of these, not country carnivals, but high-profile carnivals. Kalgoorlie's another one that you go to regularly. How does this compare?
Very similar, actually. The hospitality and the people in the top end are very similar to those folk from the goldfields. They're very generous with their hospitality, the way they welcome you into their town, and all they want to do is show you a good time. The only difference is that you can bank on the weather a little more assuredly than what you can in Kalgoorlie. So, but, you know, the carnival in Kalgoorlie is fantastic. It's very similar to this, and a very similar crowd too. They normally pull about 20,000 to their Cup Day.
There's been about 6 or 7 social events in a space of 4 days. So have you had much chance to get out on the golf course or the tennis court or, you know, have a swim?
In fact, when I left Perth, I rolled the swag up and I decided to put it out the back here at the Fanny Bay Racecourse because I knew I wasn't going to be moving too far. We've had an inordinate number of functions to go to, but, you know, we're up here working for the club, and I think they appreciate the effort that we put in. There hasn't been a lot of sightseeing done, I can assure you of that, Matt, but everything the club's done has been very successful.
Leave us with a tip in the Darwin Cup. What do you make of them?
Gee, there's a few slows out there for the Freedman train favourite, isn't there? Dynamic Tycoon. I think this could get out to be at a pretty liberal quote, and astute punters will want to climb on board. From all reports, the horse has done very well, despite the fact that he's been up for quite a while. The big tip is for Touch of Fantasy. They think that the extra journey is going to really suit this mare, the only mare in the race. I've got some sentimental money going on Sundance Kid, the West Aussie, trained by Kerry Ward. It's her first runner in the Darwin Cup. He has been placed here at his last 3 runs. He's on trial over the ground, but I think that he's capable of running out a strong 2,000 metres, Matt. So I'm going to put him into my leg of the trifecta, but I think the favourite will win.
Okay. Darren, you're calling a couple of races for Sky today too. How is it up there? High enough? What are the broadcast facilities like?
Yeah, very good, actually. Very open broadcasting box here. Unfortunately, the stand is a touch lower than I would like because you do have to squat down a little, but by and large, it's fantastic.
We've got to go to Moonee Valley Trots, but thanks for having a chat.
Good on you, Matt. Thanks for that. Good to catch up with you.
Darren McCauley from Western Australia enjoying the hospitality here in the top end. Let's go now to Moonee Valley. Let's go down south. Here's Dan Malecki.
Thank you, Matthew, and you look like you're having the time of your life down there. A terrific looking place, and it certainly comes up magnificent on camera too. And good to see some of the very best of the race callers around Australia enjoying the day out at Darwin, and good luck to the club. I hope the day continues to go very well for you. We're at Moonee Valley for the 6th event. Randwick only 4 minutes away.
And here's Matt.
Righto, Hilton, thanks. Ansett are very generous every year here in putting on the Ansett invitation. This year they've invited 4 jockeys from Victoria, Lesbia, Wayne Trelaw, Darren Gauci and Craig Williams. Craig Williams is with me now. Good to see you at Darwin, Craig.
Yeah, it's great to be here for the 3rd time, and it's getting better every time.
They're moving in at Randwick, but just a quick comment on your mounts this afternoon, starting with Sekurno in the Ansett invitation. Do you think you can win it?
Well, it's like what everyone, all the invitation jockeys have probably said, is that we don't really know the form up here, so it's hard. But he won 3 starts ago. He's ran behind one of the favourites for the Cup, so the form's not bad around him.
Okay. They're set at Randwick, sorry, Craig. We'll come back, but let's go to Randwick to Terry Bailey.
Thank you, Matthew. They're all set. Starter on his stand for the running of race 8 on this mammoth 9-race program.
Have been placed away. Endless Port coming up towards the line with Eye of the Tiger. The runners continuing to move forward for the beach handicap. This is race number 3 of the afternoon. What's turned out to be a lovely day here in Perth. Old Smoky about to join the lineup. Goes forward. Endless Port a little bit on toe.
Jockeys being introduced to the crowd. Dwayne Dunn, Darren Gauci, that's Simon Price in the middle there. And all in all, the visiting riders to the fore here at Darwin. And a couple of these obscured towards the end there. But these invited riders will be along shortly to take the saddle in the big one of the day in terms of the riders are concerned, the Apprentice Riders Challenge coming up from Darwin. Now, Craig Williams was trackside with Matthew Browning a short time ago, and we continued the interview and recorded it, and this is what they had to say.
Righto, Hilton, we're back with Craig Williams. We got cut short a moment or two, but that's not a surprise on this very day, this very busy day. But back with Craig, and Craig, talking about your mount in the Cup, they've rated it about a 5-to-1 chance. Well, Terry Lillis from Centrebet told me earlier that, I mean, they've taken some good wagers on Belial this afternoon, and I'm not surprised. He's won his last 3 or 4 races in good style. Yeah,
The Moody's been good friends of the family for a few years now, so it's good that I got the opportunity to come up and ride this horse for him. But last night we went back to their place and watched his last 5 runs, and so I got a good idea of the horse, and I'm very happy having the ride on him.
1,600 metres for his last 2 wins, and then 1,400 prior to that. How's he going to go at 2,000 metres?
Well, that's definitely the test, and until you run over, you're not too sure. But I was told before I came up here that his biggest problem was probably getting to 2,000, and he does over race. But after watching the videos, I was very happy, and I thought that he should have every chance to hopefully run out the 2,000.
You've probably seen a bit of Dynamic Tycoon, especially when he was in Victoria. Is he the horse to beat?
Oh, we definitely think so. Any horse that can win up here, and look, he's going for the Triple Crown. And like you said, he was very, like he put 3 together in Melbourne, so that form's got to stand up, especially when he came up and could handle the conditions up here. So, but look, I'm very happy with the mount I've got. If I can get across nicely, they've still got to pick my horse up.
Okay. When's your next riding commitment after today? You head back tomorrow?